to Secretary Mary to again invite our peers for the final remark session of this morning. Secretary Mary, invite the peers into the meeting.
Good morning once again. Good morning. You need to be now more excited, right? Yeah, we're in this together and we'll make it. I don't want to take much time. I really appreciate our PSs who have taken time out of their busy schedules to be with us. Most appreciated. And I want to take this opportunity to really welcome our PS, Engineer John Sanui, really a leader, a person who motivates us, inspires us, not only in the ministry, not only in government, but in the entire industry. Let's put our hands together for our PS.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary Karema. Colleagues, this has been a very exciting moment, really to interact with industry. I think even has put clearly what's our roadmap. And we are looking forward to partnering with each one of you as we walk this very important journey. We want to mainstream this sector. We want to position it. We want to ensure that we occupy our space. Kenya stands strong in the continent, and we are in a very well-positioned stage that we can unlock more potential. From the government side, we are very happy to work as one team, as one government. Today, we are really happy that we are the PS Trade, Regina Obam. We also have PS for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, Fikirini Jacobs, and also we have Professor Shaukat, who is the PS for Research, Science, and Innovation. So you can see the government is really committed to this sector. We are also very happy to have our players in the industry. We've seen many startups, including Professor Omwenga. Where is Professor Omwenga? Yes. There is also, from university, there is also the presenter, our friend Brian, and the university, Dr. Engineer Julius Butime. I didn't know you are not Kenyan. Okay, it's good to see having the region together, a fella from Equity, and of course Catherine, our star. We really appreciate you, Catherine. She has positioned our country when Microsoft was looking how to restructure their presence in the continent in respect to software development. They closed other offices, and now we have Nairobi, the Africa Development Center, as the main center developing software for the global market. Yeah, let's clap for this lady. On behalf of all of you are doing great work. Pune at Oracle, and you've heard they started from long working for tech companies, rising to leading multinationals, showing the potential of our country and the potential of our talent. Today's event, we have our CS who was unable to join us as the chief guest. I'll be reading his speech later on. But I would like to invite my colleagues to make a few remarks. But before that, I would say, why are we embarking on this software summit? The reason why we are bringing all of us together is that there is huge potential in this sector. Dr. Humphrey Njoku from Kibra presented the statistics, and you can see the potential of this sector. Some of the data shows out of almost 7 billion service exports of our country, digital services is already $1 billion exports in a year. This presents a good opportunity. We've talked about diaspora as a very big gain for foreign currency for our country, but we believe there is another silent huge potential, which is on digital services exports, where software is one major contributor. So that's the first reason. We are sitting on a huge, huge potential. And we have countries that have demonstrated this. We have countries, we normally compare ourselves, South Korea and others. They started where agriculture was the biggest contributor of the economy. But today, you go to South Korea, their contribution, the contribution of agriculture is less than 2%. And their economy is 100 times that of Kenya, if you can look at even the exports. So it means for real transformation to happen in Kenya, the answer lies in this room and lies in the work of these people. It might be a silent community, they are not loud, but this is the team that can really bring transformation of our country, because the products that you can bring forth can surpass the products from other sectors, and is the quickest way our country can actually grow its exports, digital services. So that is the first reason. The second one is we're already doing a good job in attracting global players. We already have Microsoft, as mentioned. I don't know whether we have AWS here. We are very proud of the work Robin Chiru is also doing. The president launched in 2023 the Amazon Web Services Development Center, which was a product of his roadshow, which he did in the Silicon Valley. And later we had Amazon Web Services Development Center established. We also have Apple. Dr. Julius Putume has mentioned the first Apple Training Center established at Strathmore as part of another 5 centers yet to be established, which will be coordinated and by our office with support of Strathmore, helping to position Kenya as a global hub for software development. And there are many other initiatives ongoing. I'll not be able to exhaustively talk about them. ITU establishing an open source office in Kenya with us. We have made very good progress. We have also the Timbuktu Innovation Hub at Concert Technopolis, part of the 10 innovation hubs in the continent. We have also, with the support of the German government, Festavella House Innovation Hub in Mombasa, part of 4 innovation hubs in the continent. So the country is in the right space to work at the global stage. The third reason is that we have embarked on an ambitious plan of transformation of the country. And at the center of it is the digital superhighway and the creative economy, with 2 main areas: the infrastructure. We are enhancing our connectivity. The addition of 100,000 kilometers, the addition of the 74,000 institutions to be connected with broadband, and also the digitization in government. This presents huge opportunities for this sector, and for you, especially the startups, the software companies in this country. You are looking at a huge opportunity. One of the sectors we are very proud of is the health sector. You will be seeing impressive data coming out of the transformation in the health sector because of the sound digital platform and software that will drive that sector. We are working to do the same across government, and that presents opportunities for you. And that is the transformation that's taking place in government and presents opportunity that we must bring the whole industry to come and work with us. And as we do this in government, it unlocks a huge opportunity in the private sector. We need to do digitization in SME. We are proud of what Safaricom has done, really proud of their work. The integration of SMEs to the M-Pesa platform is one great model, bringing a huge ecosystem to make that transformation. The same now is happening in government. It will unlock huge opportunities and bring the entire ecosystem. So those are some of the main reasons that we think. And I think Catherine also talked about the areas that are opening up for our young people. Cloud, cybersecurity, software development, AI. There are many emerging spaces there. There are huge gaps in talent. Today, if you check, for example, software, cybersecurity, there is a gap of almost 3.5 million jobs. So if Kenya youth position themselves and work with academia and industry and government, we'll be able to enable many of our young people to find opportunities in this space of software development in terms of creation of jobs and also creation of wealth and seeing the opportunities our young people can access, not just as workers, but as digital entrepreneurs. So I'll not speak beyond there. I want to first, Data Commissioner, I want to give her 1 minute just to talk about something we are doing. You know, as we enhance regional trade and join East African community, we have COMESA, we have the African Free Trade Area. There are other initiatives we are doing in the digital space to achieve such a similar initiative. One is adequacy, which you will speak about. Immaculate, please come and make some few remarks on that.
Oh, thank you, PS. PS present, all dignitaries and industry, and all protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's a cold morning. Oh, no, it will warm up. It's getting to August. Just a quick one. My brief is just to speak about adequacy. How many have heard about adequacy? By show of hand. Okay. There is Mary. Oh, yeah. I was wondering where your hand is down. Because many people will ask, what is adequacy and what does it mean for Kenya? This was a declaration by the ambassador for Europe last year during the data privacy that Kenya was embarking on a discussion about adequacy. It's really a formal recognition by the European Union that now the EU countries ensures that the level, in terms of the level of protection of data in Kenya is equivalent to what we call the GDPR or General Data Protection Regulation. And what this means for Kenya, it means that we'll have easier data flows. It means that a company setting up in Nairobi will be considered as a company setting up in Paris or any of the 40 European countries. Achieving adequacy, of course, for Kenya would position Kenya as a first African nation to secure this kind of recognition. And of significance to Kenya, one is the economic growth. It means that Kenyan startups, Kenyan companies, European companies can actually establish in any one of those countries. That is a multi-billion industry. The second one is facilitating, of course, data flows. You've seen from the presentation given earlier, we are speaking about a digital economy, but what is the enabler? It's really flows of information. Information flowing from here to Europe or within Africa enables companies to be able to do trade better. The third one, of course, is enhancing Kenyan global competitiveness and, of course, strengthening our bilateral relation. So in terms of Kenya, we have embarked on an adequacy conversation. We have completed the discussions. We are now awaiting for feedback from the European Union, from the department tasked with adequacy conversation. And bigger than that is that once Kenya is able to achieve adequacies, it opens the doors for BPOs, or what we call business process outsourcing, which is one of the greatest one of the greatest opportunity to have companies establish here and get our youth jobs. I think it's something we really thank you, PS, and also the CS for leading this conversation. It is something we really are praying for that actually happens sooner than later, so that we're able to open Kenya to bigger economic opportunities between us and the European Union. Thank you, PS, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. To understand better what it really means is that we have 28 countries of European Union. Digitally, if we acquire the adequacy, means Kenya is being admitted to third level or being part of the European Union, unlocking opportunities for SMEs and all those in the digital space to easily interact and exchange data because a trusted platform will have been achieved. Before I invite my colleague PS, I want to recognize the team that are going to be organizing this, Josephine, Evans, the team from the ministry. You can stand up, yeah. The team, Mary, of course, the lead secretary. That's the team organizing from the ministry. And what we want to encourage you is reach out to them. Out of this, we will establish a smaller team, organizing team. There was a slide presented by Evans, representation from academia, research institutions, so that we have a whole encompassing team. Thank you. So that we can create a team that will make this event annual and also make the first one a big success. We have Connected Africa's Summit, which now we hold it annually at Indiani. The Software Summit, we intend to hold it in Eldoret. We're still discussing on the details, but we need the organizing team to help us so that we can create a very thriving summit that will see it up to, like the Connected Summit, we were celebrating the 14th, was it 14th? Yes, so this will be the first summit dedicated for software. So we hope we will work with you. This is your event. This is the event to answer, and you have answered some questions there, the survey. My colleague PS was so impressed, PS Fikirini, and says this is the best tool for public participation. And I think it gives a chance to everybody to speak in the room. If you had no chance, we've had you, and we will be seeing the details there. So it's my pleasure now to invite my colleague, Fikirini Chakovs, PS of Youth, who is a youth himself. Karibu sana, my friend.
Thank you, colleague PS, Engineer John Kipchumba Tanoi, the PS for the State Department for ICT and Digital Economy, PS Professor Abdurazak Shokat, PS for the State Department for Research, Science, Research and Innovation, of course all dignitaries here present, both in industry, academia and the senior government officials here present. For avoidance of doubt, my name is Fikirini Jacobs Katoi Kahindi, if you have time. I am the Principal Secretary for the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy in the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. I had to come for this pre-launch breakfast, not to take breakfast, but to honor an invitation from an elder brother, PS Tanoi. While some of you might have received your invitations on mails, calls, letters, WhatsApp messages, my invitation was a bit unique. Engineer Tanui walked into my office to actually invite me. So I really had to come. He came into my office yesterday morning, and amidst a number of discussions that we had on potential areas of collaboration between the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy, and of course ICT and digital economy, which basically has a very thin line of difference, because for our ecosystem as a republic, a majority of the actors in the digital space are young people who are mandated to oversee their State Department. And now, other than the physical invitation, I had to come because I know that I am in a State Department which has a demographic that is a bit vibrant, young, and dynamic. and they might know more at any given time than the holders of that office. And that's why, in preparation to ensure that I'm also at par with their knowledge, I had to come here so that I could refill my knowledge gap, so that as I walk out, I can do better as a PS in charge of the youth of this country. I must say that I am very excited with the kind of discussion that has been going on here. I'm very excited with the short, very efficient and effective public participation that has happened. I told a PS engineer that I think since I began to take part in all the public engagements, either as a young people, as a young person in my life, as a student basically, and even right now when I'm a PS and in government, this is so far the most effective, brief, and efficient public participation I've seen. And maybe that is the beginning point of our collaboration between his State Department and my State Department. Because this is where you don't have many people talking, you don't have people shouting at each other, you have people, give answers, very important feedback, and in a very good system. I think this is very good, and congratulations to all of us. The difference between the State Department for ICT and digital economy, the State Department for Innovation, Science, the State Department for Youth and Creative Economy is the same. I think I mentioned this yesterday to PS Tanui, that Professor Abdurazak Shokat, himself and myself are called upon by virtue of the mandates of our State Department to work even more closely, because innovation, creative economy, digital economy is one and the same. And I hope even in technical terms, it is still one and the same, even though I'm sharing this from a standpoint of being a philosopher. So I interact with this gentleman to learn more about technical skills, especially around the tech world, so that then I also share some few philosophies and quotes to them, so that they can, of course, be able to see how we integrate. I'm here to assure you, PS, that we will work together as a State Department to see that this software summit is a success. And I believe this will be largely to the advantage of the young people of this country and the economy of our republic. So I've come here with the blessings of the entire State Department to assure you that we'll work together, not as mere supporters, but as partners. And remember, PS, tomorrow is the beginning of the National Youth Week, which will culminate into the International Youth Day on the 12th of this August. Our theme this year is empowering local youth actions for SDGs and beyond. Talking about now SDGs, I think the digital space, education, research, science, partnership is one of the most outstanding offers that is brought forth by our SDGs. And as a State Department, I'll want to stick to goal number 17, partnership, so that I could partner with you to ensure that we help our vibrant population, which I so define as the conscience of our republic and the continent and the future thereof. I want to thank you immensely. I'll keep working with you so that I can learn more. I had the moderator appreciate Professor Abdurazak Shokat as being a dean or registrar. Oh, DVC. Oh, sorry. I almost brought you to levels where you don't belong. Professor Abdurazak Shaukat, I started hearing about Professor Abdurazak Shaukat when I was a Form 3 student myself. That is the time after devolution, there was these regional economic blocks. So there is one called Jumuiya ya Kaunti za Pwani. And Professor Abdurazak Shaukat was one of the people who founded Jumuiya ya Kaunti za Pwani. So sometimes when I go back home for my holidays, I could try and read through what is happening in the region. You can imagine how proactive I was. If at Form 3 I was following regional economic blocks news. And that's the time I began to see Professor Abdurazak Shaukat talking. So it's been a pleasure to have followed him all through, and I could confidently say he has mentored me indirectly. And I'm happy that I'm sitting at a level where I should refer to him as my colleague, but allow me to stick to the reference to him as my senior, because he is anyway, both in academics and even in life, and even some place where we have some close ties, better known as relationships, from where we come from. So thank you so much, Prof. I'm happy to see you working with us. We depend on you so much, of course, to see that a majority of our young people can benefit out of their innovative mind, out of their creative mind, to see that they can really make good use of the digital space and even the creative space. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, PS Fikirini. We assure you of our commitment to work with our young people and to work with your State Department. We are actually privileged to have Professor Abdurazak Shaukat. You've heard he has been a DVC, he has been a CEO for Nacosti, maybe some of you don't remember, and also he has worked with a global organization, the Atomic Energy Agency. And so we really thank His Excellency the President for creating that State Department for Research, Science, and Innovation. It places our country in the right place for achievement of the desired transformation, especially what we call knowledge economy, and unlocking science, technology, and innovation for economic transformation. So it's my honor now and pleasure to invite PS Abdurazak Shaukat to give his remarks. Karibu sana, PS.
Thank you very much, Engineer Tanui, my colleague PS, colleagues and friends who are present here. Let me take this opportunity to really, first and foremost, to thank Engineer Tanui for inviting me. This guy is from a young lady who is seated here to PS Fikirini. They are making me look very old. But I must say that I'm very proud of PS Fikirini, that he could be able to raise to this level that we can share the same table. And this is the beauty of this country, that everybody has got space. We can be able to come together. There is no monopoly of knowledge. You can be able to run and somebody else can be able to come after you and we can be able to meet. But the most important thing is to appreciate what each one of us can be able to contribute. Fikirini, now that you said I'm your mentor, you have to watch. I don't think if Tanu will be coming to your office anymore with the softwares that we are developing. Because for me, he did not come. He just used a digital and he sent me a message because probably he thinks that I have all those three in one: the science, the research, and innovation. But as youth, maybe next time you're going to run to his office rather than him coming to your office. Anyway, having said all that, I think a lot has been said here, and I want to commend my brother, Engineer Tunui, for this excellent, preparation towards the summit. My brother, you are in the right trajectory. As you've said, His Excellency the President has created this new State Department to look at science, research, and innovation. And when you are developing the softwares in this country, definitely you'll be going through all this. There is science behind it. There's a lot of research that we need to do, and of course, we have to innovate. And I'm glad to let you know that we are going to partner with you. As you're already aware, we have Kenya National Innovation Agency, and this is where, as PS Fikirini said, we are all intertwined, so to speak. When I'm looking at the research, I'm asking myself, yesterday I was here with 25 vice chancellors, or 25 universities, if you like. 80% were vice chancellors and others were represented. And we were discussing about entrepreneurial framework. And we're also looking at the entrepreneurial leadership in innovation, where my CEO, Tony Monsa, was mentoring, if you like, vice chancellors in that space, so that it can trickle down in the universities and be able to make sure that innovation is part and parcel of our teaching in the university. The days when you publish or perish are gone. Now we would like to see more innovation. We want to create more wealth and jobs and so on and so forth. If you look at our agenda in this country, the bottom-up economic transformative agenda, there's no way you can come from the bottom to the top if you don't have the relevant enablers and tools. And this is where the software comes in. We have great opportunities for us. The space is already available. I am aware we have over 300 startups in this country. I have seen how the youth are very enthusiastic to show and demonstrate the talent. What we need to do is to continue nurturing that talent, is to continue providing the enabling environment as the government. And this is exactly what we are doing. Again, we have the National Commission for Science, Technology, and Innovation. So as you go into this space of developing the softwares, we'll also have to see how we can effectively and efficiently regulate this as well, so that it is not abused, so to speak. Because there is the ethical aspect when we go to the areas of science, technology, and innovation. And you've seen among the things that have come here during the survey was the issue of the cyber security. And we are very concerned that we must have adequate walls so that we can be able to protect ourselves. And the third component that I'm also looking at is the funding. And again, during the survey, it came out very clearly. Some of you are asking how we can be able to get funding. And that's why under the National Research Fund, there is that component that we can be able to look at this space and be able to provide the support. We will continue working very closely with our colleagues in Treasury. At the moment, the government is putting 0.8% of the GDP in this space of science, research, innovation, research and development. And our target is to move towards 1% all the way to 2%, because this is the only way then we can be able to, move up the ladder, so to speak, in this space. So as we're looking at development of softwares, which I'm very confident we could be able to do it, we need to continue building capacity and capability in our institutions, in our TVET as well, and give the young fellows space to be able to try and innovate, and we will be able to nurture that. We'll also need to put in place the relevant policies under your direction in partnership with us, so that we can also be able to have something that is going to be more vibrant. There are great opportunities. I mean, when you look at the development of softwares, you will need to use it in agriculture. This country is very big. If you look at the sector of blue economy, for example, with over 600 kilometers of coastline, we want to see how we can be able to connect all this. If you're looking at that one institution of which I chaired many years ago, Kenya Marine and Fisheries, you have the blue economy at the coast with the ocean, and then you have, for example, the lakes and the inlands. How do we do all that connection? How do we entice people in all these sectors? Definitely, you'll have to go digital. And this is where this is the future. We are talking about artificial intelligence. Where I'm sitting, we are advocating for telemedicine. Again, we will definitely need vibrant, very good softwares. We are talking about diagnosis and treatment of cancer. With AI now, you can be able to read all your reports of radiology, wherever you are, and be able to share with experts. We've been talking about science diplomacy. I am advocating for that, and we are in the process of ensuring that we can tap the knowledge of some of our colleagues in the diaspora. Definitely, this will require digital transformation as well. But coming back home, again, with the 47 counties, sometimes we do not need to meet physically. It is through these softwares, these digital pathways, digital mechanism that we can be able to use so that we link what is on the ground and be able to make that contribution all the way up the ladder. So, engineer, well done. I must commend you and the entire team for bringing us together in this launch in preparation of this very important summit. And I fully agree with you that we need to make this as an annual event, and you have my full support and collaboration and cooperation. Let's continue building partnership, linkages, and we have to break the silos. And the only way we can do that is by enhancing the digital space, by having the relevant softwares, the softwares that we can all be proud of, building them here in Kenya. You know that we have the Continental Free Trade Agreement. So you can imagine if we can be able to do these softwares here, we will be able to really enhance that space, and we can be able to export in addition to create jobs in the country. So my call is Code Kenya and Build Africa. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, PS Professor Abdullah Rasak Shaukat. We will work together as an industry, together with you and the institutions under you, NACOSTI, Kenya, and the others, so that we can unlock more opportunities. So as we plan for the summit, we want to encourage you to reach out to us. I think an email had been shared. Maybe you'll correct so that you share the correct email so that we can get your recommendation on how we can make it successful. And we are committed to open the opportunities for this sector. We did the organizational restructuring in the ministry so that we can be outward facing. We found initially we were more inward facing, but now we have directorate that is focused on the industry and divisions that their mandate is largely to grow the industry. Maybe just to repeat again, we have Mary Kerema, who is the Secretary of E-Government and Digital Economy at the Ministry. And part of digital economy is more outward looking. And under that outward looking, we have the Directorate of Software, the Division of Software and Digital Services. When we talk of digital platforms, Catherine explained about digital platforms. That's a very serious economy growing called digital platforms economy, which we don't want the country to be left behind. We have also a gentleman called John Kiria, who is in charge of e-commerce and entrepreneurship. We will be also having conversations in the future more on e-commerce. I think from the report shared by Njoku, Dr. Njoku, there was also logistics and e-commerce. Thank you. And we also have another on data management, that is Cecilia Mutua. So she's in charge of data management, and we are looking at establishing what we call data policy, data strategy, and the data hub for the country, which will help us really create more value. What we call data is the new oil, and we make it a reality. Thank you. We are also looking at also data centers, and Washington Ocheng Okot is responsible for digital infrastructure, and under him we have somebody in charge of data centers and cloud infrastructure, Engineer Ben Waweru, who is there. So these are outward-facing team that we have to support you. Reach out to them, get to know their contacts, and let's discuss how to grow this industry. I mentioned earlier we've been using the analogy of the agricultural sector. We discussed coffee sector is we have strong clarity. Tea sector, very strong, clear clarity. We want to create the same in the digital economy and make it a mainstream sector. There is one gentleman I didn't introduce, Nusu, is not here. He's in charge of research and innovation, and that is the team that will work very closely with my colleague PS. Now I would want to read the speech of our Cabinet Secretary, who is our chief guest today, William Kabogo, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy. Distinguished guests, colleagues, development partners, members of the private sector and innovation ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Distinguished guests, it's a profound honor to address you at this pivotal pre-summit engagement, setting the stage for the inaugural Kenya Software Summit in Eldoret. Today, we recognize that software is far more than a tool. It's the very foundation of our economy, public service delivery, and our global digital competitiveness. Kenya stands at a transformative crossroads with a vibrant youth demographics, an opening pool of digital talent, and a dynamic mobile and internet ecosystem. We are uniquely positioned to lead not only Africa's software revolution, but to emerge as a global beacon of innovation and digital sovereignty. To realize this vision, we are committed to building robust, forward-looking frameworks, legal institutions, and operations that will govern, nurture, and scale a world-class software ecosystem. Our forthcoming national software development policy will serve as the cornerstone of this ambition, providing a clear, coherent architecture for software development, adoption, certification, procurement, and export. This policy enshrines software as a strategic national asset, catalyzing digital sovereignty, streamlining government efficiency, and unlocking sustainable employment opportunities for our people. Central to this agenda is a renewed commitment to government as the lead consumer and champion for local innovation. Through the Build and Buy Kenya Digital Framework, we are instituting reforms that prioritize certified, secure, locally developed software solutions in all public procurement processes. We are also launching the Digital Public Infrastructure Registry to promote discoverability, reusability, and interoperability across government systems, reducing duplication and maximizing public value. If a software solution is built in Kenya and meets our rigorous standards, the government will adopt it as a first principle. To deepen our national software capabilities, we are investing strategically in talent and innovation ecosystem. We continue to support youth and women-led enterprises through targeted procurement windows and access to dedicated funding pools. Regulatory sandboxes and fiscal incentives are fostering innovation hubs, particularly in AI, fintech, healthcare, and education sectors. Crucially, we are building bridges between academia and industry to ensure skills development translates seamlessly into employment and enterprise growth. Kenya's global standing is further elevated through our designation by the International Telecommunication Union, UNDP, and the European Commission as host to one of the only 2 open source program offices globally. This office, now entering its implementation phase, will be aimed in an open source first principle within government, catalyzing homegrown software development, and provide Kenyan developers with unique opportunities to contribute to global digital public goods. It also reduces our dependence on proprietary platforms and increase transparency, and also position Kenya as a leader in open digital infrastructure innovation. The profound opportunities presented by the artificial intelligence are at the heart of digital strategy. This year, we launched the Kenya's first national artificial intelligence strategy, a bold blueprint to harness AI's transformative potential for economic and social development. Building on this, we are finalizing a comprehensive national AI policy within this financial year that addresses ethical AI, data governance, standards, talent development, sectoral AI applications in agriculture, health, education, and public service delivery. We are also scaling our international engagement, collaborating with bodies such as ITU, Afralti, and the Digital Cooperation Organization to co-shape global standards in AI, software engineering, and data protection. Kenya's voice must be influential and present wherever the future rules of digital economy are written. As we anticipate the Kenya Software Summit to be held this year in Eldoret, let us approach it not merely as a convening, but as a strategic platform to consolidate achievements and define our digital destiny. Our software ecosystem is maturing, our regulatory frameworks are evolving, and our talent is indeed world-class. What remains is the collective resolve to coordinate, invest, and scale with purpose and unity. To our private sector partners, we extend a clear invitation. Invest boldly, co-create ambitiously, and hire locally. To our development partners, we ask that you align your interventions to our national frameworks, support open and inclusive digital transformation. To academia and innovators, we urge you to stay bold, solution-oriented, and relentlessly focused on impact. To regulators and policymakers, we must ensure that standards, security, and local value creation remain the centerpiece for our digital reforms. Together, let's code Kenya's digital destiny, a destiny defined by innovation, inclusivity, and leadership on the global stage. Together, let's build a future worthy of our people and our potential. Thank you, and may God bless you all. Asanteni sana, our CS William Kabogo.
Thank you very much, our PS, Engineer John Tanui. The speech of the Cabinet Secretary is well received. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of this breakfast meeting, and I want to, at this point, invite our Secretary to give the vote of thanks. It's been a very awesome, engaging morning. And as she does that, I want to draw your attention on screen. There's a QR code for registration. This is so good, you cannot be left behind. So please make sure you register your details so that we can reach out to you as we work through the next steps. Item number 2, you each owe me a Twitter post. It is good for your career and your profile. So please remember #SoftwareSummitKE and tag @MOICT. so that then we can move this conversation online. We are also streaming online. Should you want to share this with others who are not in this meeting. And with that, I want to welcome Madam Secretary. Please take it away.
Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our breakfast launch of the Software Summit, and our PSs, our development partners, private sector leaders, academia innovators, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here with deep gratitude on behalf of the organizing team to sincerely thank each of you for your invaluable presence and contributions to this pivotal pre-summit breakfast gathering. Our reflections today, this morning, has set a powerful tone for the inaugural Kenya Software Summit, a summit destined to redefine Kenya's digital future. Your insightful discussions and commitment reflect our shared ambition to position Kenya as Africa's premier software innovation hub by connecting minds, shaping software which will drive the economic growth. I want us to participate in really appreciating each one of us. As I mentioned, as I finish the thank you note, please put your hands together for the group that I will mention. Get prepared, rub your hands, and get it hot. First, to our Cabinet Secretary in absentia, Honorable William Kabogo, we thank him for his insightful remarks, unwavering support, and visionary leadership. Put your hands together. Good, you're very good students. To our PS, Engineer John Tanui, the PS of the State Department for ICT and Digital Economy, our PS, Mr. Fikirini Jacob, the PS for State Department for Youth and Creative Economy, and our PS, Abdul Razak Shaukat, EBS, PS State Department of Science, Research and Innovation, and last but not least, our PS, Regina Accord, State Department for Trade in absentia. Thank you very much for your visionary leadership that inspires and galvanizes this entire ecosystem. Let's put our hands together for our PSs. To our speakers and the panelists, your expertise has been instrumental in elevating our discourse and shaping the summit's vision. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for our speakers and the panelists. To our private sector partners, Microsoft, Oracle, to name but a few, we really want to appreciate you for your investments, innovation drive in this software ecosystem. I loved what the lady from Microsoft said, that she's been there and she's seen the growth. Please stay with us until we achieve the vision. Let's put our hands together for our private sector. I want to really thank the academia and the institutions like Strathmore Open University, KAIST, to name but a few. Your role in nurturing talent is invaluable. Let's put our hands together for our academia. Our development partners, thank you for your aligning your funding with our national priorities. And this really is strengthening our impact. Let's appreciate our development partners. To the government agencies, led here by our Commissioner, Data Protection, thank you very much. We are really proud of her. She never misses our occasions. Thank you very much. Government officials, let's appreciate her and the other agencies. Thank you very much. our government officials in the room, our directors in the various agencies, the startups, our other stakeholders, we really thank you for unwavering support and collaboration, which is the lifeblood of this transformation. Let's appreciate them. And finally, special thanks to our Master of Ceremony. She's done a good job, right? Let's put our hands together for her. And to the organizing committee and the supporting technical team, our camera, our media, let's appreciate them for the good job that they have done this morning. Last but not least, to the management of Serena Hotel. I think we've enjoyed the food, right? And there is more out. Let's put our hands together for them. And anybody else that has really put their time, their efforts to make this breakfast meeting a success. Let's appreciate ourselves. Everybody, just a minute, buy a clap of 5 factorial and you receive it because you made it a success. Let's start. Let's put our hands together. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. I want to really appreciate each one of you. And a call to us as we close. As we look ahead, let us pledge to deepen partnerships, connecting our minds, invest boldly, and harness local innovation. The government's commitment to being the lead consumer of locally developed software, coupled with open frameworks, paves the way for sustainable growth. Let us continue to work together in unity and purpose to realize the promise of the Kenya Software, the first Kenya Software Summit. Let each one of us be an ambassador to spread the good news. This is for sure good news.